How did we get from Rariflora to you meeting Dick Wolff?
Well, it was funny. It was at the Philadelphia Flower Show, which at the time was the largest flower show in the world. It was bigger than the ones in England.
Wow.
And he had an exhibit where he was grafting trees, and he had small grafts and large trees that were potted and brought into leaf. And I think he won a silver tray award for his exhibition. And I met him there, and I was so intrigued by what he was doing that I met up with him about a week later, and at his home in Lima, Pennsylvania, and then he became like my second father. And he never had children. His wife couldn't, for various reasons, and the employees that he had were treated like family, and he would bring them along, from knowing nothing to being maple experts, and then to actually running their own nurseries.
Very cool.
Some of which you probably know of today. And he taught me everything I know early about maples. And he originated a lot of varieties. And he was a World War II, as you know, bomber pilot. And he was the lead pilot in the Schweinfurt ball bearing raids in Germany. And he was one of the few that came back alive. They suffered terrible losses. And in his 24th mission, I asked him, I said, Dick, in your 24th mission, you had to go back and you saw all your brothers going down in flames. How did you do it? How did you get into that plane? And he said, Billy, it's a job. You do it. You just do it. And that was his attitude. And then he went on to teach flying to the head of Sun Oil and selling airplanes. And then that lasted a few years. And then he went back into his father's business, which was the nursery business.
That's wild.
So
that's how it happened.
So, Billy, we've got all types of listeners, people who are just getting into this, people who have been into maples for a while. For those of you who don't know, we're talking about the guy who introduced Emperor One. We're talking about the guy who introduced Green Mist. We're talking about a guy who had so many amazing introductions.
A lot of our online listeners may not even saw that Red Maple Nurseries list video so far, but Red Maple Nurseries with Dick Wolff, really instrumental in Japanese maples in the United States. And I would say helped popularize them a lot. But many of our famous introductions, even like Red Dragon, that are still around today, we can thank Dick Wolff and some of the efforts of guys like you who